Hi guys, I'm back again. So I thought I'd go on a bit later. Maybe more of you guys will be awake. So I thought I'd make today's live a bit different and talk about the affair between Mike Stone and Priscilla Presley, because this seems to be the main talking point when we talk about Priscilla Presley's unfaithfulness. And I think the Mike Stone and Priscilla affair is the one that has upset the fans the most. And I think the reason it's upset the fans the most is because it was so blatantly done in public. It was in all the magazines, obviously tabloids, newspapers, even on TV. Someone has messaged me saying that there was even an interview with Priscilla and Mike Stone proudly showing themselves off. And the other thing that upsets me about Mike Stone and Priscilla is it's almost like they just didn't care what Elvis thought. They literally were pictured together everywhere. And they were even pictured with walking around with Lisa Marie, even shopping with Lisa Marie. Now, can you imagine just how that made Elvis feel? Not only did she blatantly run off with the Mike Stone, the karate instructor, she'd also been having an affair with him for a year before Elvis found out. It's also said that she sought out Mike Stone. Priscilla went looking for Mike Stone. And the reason people keep saying, why do you keep making videos about Priscilla Presley? And I'll tell you why. Because now that the new purpose of my channel is to expose any lies that are being said about Elvis, and many people have lied about Elvis, but the standout person is definitely Priscilla. So I don't think I can properly expose the lies that are being said about Elvis and his life and how he lived and the sort of person that he was, unless we do videos on Priscilla and everything she did that affected Elvis. Hiya, you gonna what? Okay, I'm just doing a live. That's the wife, guys. I got the kids behind me, Yasmin and Tino. I've quieted them down because they're on their phones. That's the only way I do Priscilla videos. I'm telling you, because it's the truth. The only way we are going to expose the lies is by doing anything related to Priscilla that affected Elvis. Yeah? And Mike Stone is the standout thing for me. Now, I will say this, guys. I don't really know anything about Mike Stone. I know he was a karate instructor. I know that he was friends with Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. Oh, actually, here's a picture. You're not going to see it very clearly. But he's with Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris there. So it's not very clear. There's another name, another person there. I'm trying to remember his name. He was a very famous actor. Can you tell me what his name is, if any of you know? Oh, I forget his name. I loved his acting. Was he man in like Flint? Tell me his name, guys. In like Flint. Oh, what was his name? So I'm literally just going to Google anything Mike Stone, and then together we're going to learn about him. Now, I just want to say that I always keep saying on any of my Priscilla videos, I'm not trying to stir up hate. I'm not trying to make you guys hate Priscilla. I'm trying to get to the truth. I'm going to have to say a lot of negative things about Priscilla to get to the truth, because she has said so many lies. And she did so many things wrong to Elvis, hundreds of things wrong to Elvis. It's my only way. So I just want you to know, just before I start reading that off, it says here they were seeing each other for about 4 years. It also says that they met in 1968 at the Mainland versus Hawaii Karate Championships. that was promoted by Elvis' longtime karate instructor Ed Parker. And in 1972, Priscilla walked out on Elvis and moved in with Mike Stone, whom she had been having a long affair with. Stone had a young child and a pregnant wife, which I think most of you know about that. So I have found some pictures of them together just after she left Elvis. Let me just go as close as you can. Only a few pictures. I think this is quite a well-known one. I know you can't see them, guys, but I'm just going to show you anyway. The ones that infuriate me, that really annoy me, are where she's with Priscilla. With Lisa Marie. So this is Mike Stone. Here, look. At a fairground with Lisa Marie. That really bothers me. And Elvis probably had to see that, didn't he? You imagine how Elvis felt when he saw Mike Stone. It looks like a bumper car at a fair with Lisa Marie. She's very young there, isn't she? So, really upsetting. And there's one more that shows them out shopping together. Here, guys. Mike Stone pushing the trolley at a supermarket or a shopping mall. And there's little Lisa Marie. I don't know how old she is there. So would you say that she's 6 or 7 there? For me, that is gutting. Gutting. You imagine how that made Elvis feel? Seeing it in magazines, seeing it reported on TV, seeing it in every newspaper in the world. Pictures of Priscilla Presley out and about, day-to-day life. They obviously knew that the press were taking pictures of them, even when they were together, like a small family with Lisa Marie. And of course, how much did that hurt Elvis? And I'm guessing, kids, just a bit quiet, please. I'm guessing this is around 74, yeah? And come on, guys. You got Priscilla saying Elvis was the love of my life. We stayed close till the day he died. But then you've got these kind of pictures. Now, if I split up from my missus, am I going to go out and about with the kids and to have pictures of me and allow those pictures to be shown to my ex-wife? Come on. I find it very cruel. I find the fact that these pictures of Mike Stone with Priscilla, just out and about, day-to-day life, were all over the newspapers, the tabloids, and in magazines. It sickens me just how upsetting that must have been for Elvis. So every time Priscilla says he was the love of my life, I literally am going to scream. That's how I feel. Anyway, let's try and learn something. So first of all, I think what I'm going to do is just find out the basics. We're going to learn together, guys. Now, remember, at this point, I don't really know it. Almost anything about Mike Stone. Almost anything. So, right, kids, please. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to just turn all the lights off and we're going to sit in darkness. No. All right, well, come on then, guys. I'm trying to talk to the world. Yeah? Oh, you go. Right, Mike. Who was Mike Stone? That's how we'll start it, yeah? Who was Mike Stone? I've got an interview here with him, and I might scroll down to it and just see. Right, let's have a look. Mike Stone is an American martial arts karate fighter, fight choreographer, stuntman, actor, author, and motivational speaker. See, I didn't know he was a motivational speaker. So, as I was saying, I don't really know anything about Mike Stone. So, my guess... Yeah, what's the matter? It's all right, I'll help you. All right, what's wrong with it? Well, is it gone off? Do you want to use the TV? All right, okay, right, here we go. Mike Stone, Wikipedia. Well, come over here and tell me what you want me to do. Come over here. Right, what's happened? What's it doing? Is it frozen? Right, I'll tell you what we do. Right, Tina's been to football today, haven't you? Right, we'll take all this off. Okay, just a second, guys. We're sorting this. Right, now try and start again. It might work, yeah? You'll be all right. You're showing off your muscles, mate, yeah? Right, here we go. Right, let's have a look. So he was born June. Right, Yasmin, please help him, otherwise we're going to have to make you come off the phones, yeah? So he was born June the 29th, 1943. He is now 80 in Makawao, Hawaii. 5'11". Priscilla and Elvis both met Mike Stone in Hawaii at a karate tournament on the 25th of May, 1968. Yes. And I don't think they started seeing each other to 71. Hi, Tracy. But I also have read that she had a crush on him from the first time she saw him. Is this true, Tracy? Let's keep going. Mike Stone was born in Makawao, Hawaii. Stone is the first introduction of the martial arts in Aikido while a student. Stone began studying Shoran Ryu karate, earning his black belt in only 6 months. He was well known for his karate tournament successes in the 1960s. Stone was known as an aggressive, earned the nickname The Animal. I never knew that. Did you know that, Tracy, that he was called The Animal? He was International Karate Championships in Long Beach, California. Stone has authored several books. Mike Stone, a book of an American eclectic karate. Stone met Elvis and Priscilla in 1968. Aha, Tracy, I get your point. Now, Priscilla had an affair in 1968 with the dance instructor Steve Peck. Are you saying that stuff may have also happened with Mike Stone in 1968? Are you saying that, Tracy? So obviously they met at the championships. Elvis, longtime karate instructor Ed Parker Stone, had a young child and a pregnant wife. Stone had been working as a bodyguard for record producer Phil Spector. Okay, that's something new. I didn't know that. And after the show, Elvis invited Stone back to the couple's penthouse suite where Elvis suggested that Priscilla train with Stone. So look, they met because of Elvis. 3 weeks later, Priscilla made the 45-minute drive to Stone's school in Huntington Beach. Because of that distance, Priscilla opted to train with Chuck Norris, who had a school in the West Los Angeles, which was closer to Presley's home. Stone would make occasional trips to Norris's school to train with Priscilla. Okay. The relationship soon turned romantic, contributing to Elvis and Priscilla's split in February 1972 and divorce in 1973. Now, I hear they had started seeing each other around 71. But 72 is when she told Elvis she wanted out. And then by the time they took a year for the divorce to be sorted. I believe that Priscilla decides to go after a man. She is like a heat-seeking missile. I've met a few girls like that, Tracy, in my life. Okay. Right, because he went to the press, right. Stone revealed in 2020 podcast interview that he dated actress Michelle Pfeiffer when she took karate lessons from him to prepare for the role. Okay, we want more about Elvis. So Michelle Pfeiffer was in there, was she? Okay. Let's see what comes up. How long did Mike Stone date Priscilla? 4 years. Is Mike Stone still alive? That's a funny one. Right, from what I can tell, he's 80. Right, we've got Mike Stone, the biography. What comes up here for that? I don't really want to talk about his life. I more want to talk about when he met Elvis. and when he met Priscilla and what went on there. So let's look at this. There's an interview here. So let's just zoom in on that and we'll see what comes up, guys. And I want to scroll down to the part of the interview. So it says here, Mike Stone had a long, successful career in athletics, in entertainment business, as an author, a sports instructor, a bodyguard, and a personal fitness trainer. Mike Stone was also the key figure in the emotional roller coaster that described Elvis and Priscilla Presley's lives in the 70s, featuring in multiple biographies about Elvis, as well as in Priscilla's own book. Mike Stone has now written his own autobiography and kindly agreed to an interview so he can set the record straight. Oh, that's interesting. So there's a lovely picture of the gruesome twosome you guys have seen before. Right. All right, let's have a look at it. I want to see what the questions are, and then I'll decide if I'm going to read that section. Right. You got to be friends with some amazing people, including Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris. It sounds like a start of a good joke. Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, Mike Stone walk into a bar. When did you first get to know Bruce Lee? Well, I'm interested in knowing that, actually, how he knew Bruce Lee. I'm definitely a fan of Bruce Lee. After winning the International Karate Championship in 1964 that evening, Ed Parker, Elvis's karate instructor, also the event's promoter, invited Bruce Lee, Jehun Ricky, myself for a Chinese dinner. This was the first time I met Bruce Lee, and we spent the rest of the evening talking about martial arts related topics. Okay. There's a nice picture of them there, but the guy in the white shirt in like Flint, what is his name? Tell me his name. I've forgotten it. Do you remember In Like Flint? God, how can I forget his name? He made a film with Charles Bronson. Oh, what's his name? Come on, tell me, someone. Right, let's have a look. Do you remember when you first heard or saw Elvis, any of his movies? Elvis obviously loved Hawaii. Yeah, he went. Obviously, we know Elvis would holiday there. I watched Elvis on television for the first time on the Ed Sullivan Show. An impossible thought came to my mind. I watched him perform. The weird situation happened 2 other times with famous singers. I would later meet and become very good friends. I also watched Johnny Mathis and Engelbert Humperdinck in both instances where the camera cut in a close-up and their face. I knew instantly that one day I would meet all 3 of these men. There was really a strange, as I was a young boy growing up in an island in Maui in the late 50s. No thought of ever leaving Hawaii. It's interesting. Yes, James Colbert. Yes, that's it. James, yeah. I actually really like him. Definitely not Errol Flynn, even though I do like Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn was a great actor. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks, Teresa. I know what it is. It's James Coburn. James Coburn, not Colbert. Coburn. Coburn. Yes. Welcome on board, Teresa. Right. Is it true that Elvis and Priscilla first met you or saw you fight in Hawaii back in 1968? No. All right, here we go. For you, Tracy. No, I did not meet Elvis or Priscilla that evening. They were invited by Ed Parker, who also promoted that event in Hawaii. I believe Elvis and Priscilla were in Hawaii on a vacation, and Ed Parker invited them to watch the event. They came into the arena a few minutes after I'd started and left a few minutes before the end and avoided a stampede, which would have happened if they had stayed. I took their decision to leave early as a gesture of thoughtfulness and consideration for the athletes. If they remained, the focus of attention would have been on them and not the fighters, who would have been honored by the award ceremonies for their efforts and accomplishments. I thought Elvis was cool for his consideration of others. Okay. Did Elvis and Priscilla make any impact on you at the time? Yes. As long as everyone else, I thought it was a big deal for them to take time out during their vacation to stop by. And I realized that Elvis decided to stop by because he loved karate and out of his respect for his karate teachers, Ed Parker. Right. So they were holidaying, and that's when they went and so if it's 68, it's like a honeymoon holiday. Do you agree? I think Mike Stone talks a lot about a lot of BS. He was very enamored with the Hollywood life too. Okay, Tracy, I'm still learning about Mike Stone. Almost nothing about him. So we're going to try and learn together, guys. Right. What led you from being a karate champion to working with Phil Spector as a bodyguard? Phil Spector was actually in the attendance of the International Championship in 1964 event and saw me compete. He asked his karate instructor, Emil Farkas, for my number and contacted me so as I would be willing to work with him as a bodyguard. I worked off and on for nearly 5 years, mostly by travel with Phil. When he left California, like to New York and England, where I met the Beatles and even got to sit next to John Lennon at a piano during a recording session of Instant Karma. Wow. He has had an interesting life. So he met the Beatles, was sat with John Lennon whilst they were recording music. Wow. I'm impressed with that, guys. Very impressed. Was it through working for Spector that you wanted to see Elvis perform in Las Vegas? Yes. RCA executive wanted to entice Phil to produce a single for Elvis. Phil took advantage of RCA's generosity by taking his wife, Veronica, myself, and George Brand, Phil, full-time bodyguards to meet Elvis backstage after his show. Right, okay. They wanted Phil Spector to record a record with RCA and Elvis. And that's basically why they met. Let's have a look. In 1971, Spector was going through a very successful phase of his career, including co-producing John Lennon. Did RCA really think that Spector should work with Elvis? Yes, because they really wanted Phil to work with Elvis. Phil was expressed before making the trip to Vegas that he had no intention of working with Elvis, but acted as if he was interested, but more interested in having RCA pay for his weekend and wanted to add their expenses to bring his wife, Veronica. Phil sounds like a great guy. Not right. While we are all aware of the terrible outcome, did you ever see any disturbing side of Phil Spector? I'm not interested in that. Come on, let's talk about Elvis. Here we go. What was Elvis like when you saw him perform, and how did Priscilla happen to get your attention? So he saw Elvis perform in 1971. First of all, I was always a fan of Elvis and his music. How could anyone not be? He is the best stage performer I have ever seen. Elvis had it. He had attitude, he had charisma, he had presence, energy, and everything. He speaks very highly of Elvis. I wonder if he regrets it. Doubt it. Well, first of all, I always was a fan of Elvis and his music. How could anyone not be? When I first met Priscilla backstage, there was nothing about her which got my attention. Later in our relationship, whenever we went out in my area, Orange County, no one really recognized her as Priscilla, but just a very beautiful woman. In the book, I also mention a few funny incidences which happened to us in public, where people would approach us, recognizing me as a celebrity with a beautiful girl on my side, which I know irritated Priscilla, as she wanted to be known for who she was, not who she was with. Okay? Felton Jarvis was Elvis's full-time music producer. Thanks, Tracy. So there's a lovely picture of Priscilla with Elvis. She don't look very happy, mind. She's probably staring at Mike Stone. What do you reckon, guys? Do you think she looks happy? No. Little did Elvis know what she was up to. Okay, let's keep going. Here we go. In her autobiography, Priscilla wrote that by 1971, our marriage was now apart. Do you think it was coincidence that she started becoming involved in our interests like karate at this particular time? And this is what I say. This is the wife, Aurora. And this is what I say, guys, that Well, if they married in 67, by 68 they had Lisa Marie, and she was also having an affair with Steve Peck, the guy who owned the dancing club and the dance instructor. So she started seeing Mike Stone in 71. There's not much of a gap, is there? It was like, it wasn't a very long marriage, was it, guys? That picture is at JC Awards breakfast. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I know about the JC Awards. Thank you, Tracy. This is where he gives the speech, yeah? Is this where he gives the speech where he says, where he gives the speech about the comic books. I'm trying to get the wording. I wanted to be the hero. You tell me, guys. You know, he does that speech, and he was so proud. I've done a video on that whole thing, and he was so proud. Some fans suggest that there could have been. Let's have a look a minute. It jumped forward. In her autobiography, Priscilla wrote that in 1971, do you think it was coincidence that she started becoming involved in outside interests like karate at that particular time? No, because her interest in karate may have started from Elvis's passion. Priscilla was also a karate lessons with Ed Parker. Actually, exposed her to it at these few events we talked about. So they were not really outside interests. It was interested they both shared, and many other people. Yeah, so basically he's saying that Priscilla... Right, talk quietly, boys and girls. They're also... So it sounds to me like Priscilla and Elvis liked karate. Right, Yasmin, keep him quiet, please. Did you feel she was looking for something new when you started to get to know her? Yes, she may have been, but aren't we all looking for new things in our life, especially when we feel stuck, trapped, not able to breathe and move about freely at a particular time in her life? Maybe that is how she felt, like growing, learning, trying to find herself. Most of us will go through life, never really know who we are and how much fun and freedom can we be part for anyone. Why can't he just say that she was bored and she wanted to meet a sexy man and have sex with him? Because that's basically what he means. But it actually says, like growing, learning, trying to find herself and freedom. Come on, guys. Look, if you're in a long-term relationship, you get bored of each other, you get used to each other, but then you go through your good times and your bad times, your good phases, your bad phases. You don't run off and have sex with people. A marriage is a commitment for life. Not until you get bored. Right. Let's have a look. Right, I'm just doing a live at the moment, guys. Everyone's coming in to cook dinner. Let's have a look. This is a great answer. As you and Priscilla were married at the time, as both you and Priscilla were married, so Priscilla was married, Mike Stone was married to different people, that caused your marriage to end in the same way that you might have opened her eyes to better times. No, I feel that Priscilla and I did not share similar marital situations. In my case, it was my selfishness, immaturity, and negative choice which allowed my situation to get to the level that it did. My situation happened long before Priscilla came along, and I can't speak for her, of course. Well, at least you admit that. At least you admit it was a selfish, immature, negative choice. I like that. Words from Mike Stone's own mouth. Priscilla's words, salad, youch. Right, let's have a look. Did you continue your karate school during your time with Priscilla? How did you juggle both work and play? I continued to teach and promote events for about 2 years before I sold my schools about the time we moved to Summit Drive. So they must have lived in Summit Drive. I'm guessing that Elvis paid for that. Summit Drive, I'll look that up. Did Elvis pay for the house or apartment, Summit Drive? How do you feel about the Elvis quote from Priscilla's autobiography that he told Priscilla, Mike Stone is a real badass. I like the cat style. Sorry, I had not read Priscilla's book, so I'm not familiar with Elvis making that comment to her. In any case, I don't get it, what it meant to be a slur or compliment. I take it as a compliment. Of course, it's a compliment. If you're a badass, it's a compliment. If you're a karate guy, innit? Priscilla noted that it was a 45-minute drive to and from your karate school. How on earth did she justify all that time away from home to Elvis or her friends? Great question. I thought about that a lot in the beginning until I asked her about it. During the period of time, I believe Elvis was spending a lot of his time in Memphis or traveling around. Okay. How long was your affair kept a secret? Now, this is important to me. How long was the affair kept a secret? For almost a year. It was Priscilla's decision to tell Elvis when she felt confident and secure in our relationship to tell Elvis. Well, that completely proves that she was in love with him. But guys, we must be quiet, please. As I was saying, so they were seeing each other for a year before she told Elvis that she wanted out. So all of 71, forget that for the marriage. 72 was all about the divorce settlement and arguing how much money Priscilla would get. And then 73, it all gets finalized. And don't forget, she comes back in 77 demanding loads more money. And that is when a charge, is put on the Graceland building because she had demanded so much money. It almost brought Elvis to bankruptcy, did force him to sell off his RCA recording rights. And he couldn't afford to pay her, so he had to pay her off in installments. And this all happened in April of 1977. So she drove him not only to bankruptcy, but to death. I know that's an extreme thing to say, guys, but this situation where she was demanding all this money in 1977 must have seriously affected Elvis. Seriously. Anyway, there must have been a difficult with the paparazzi following Elvis' ex-wife looking for clues. Now, this is a big part for me, and that is the paparazzi were following Mike Stone around and Priscilla around and taking hundreds of pictures, putting them in all the newspapers, in all the magazines, and Elvis had to see these pictures going around the world of Mike Stone with Priscilla, cuddling, kissing, out on dates, and sometimes his own daughter, Lisa Marie, was with them. Now, that is cruel. That is cruel. Hi, Stacey. Money is love for Priscilla. Love life. Yeah, I agree. Anyway, let's keep going. There are a lot of rumors, including the one that, actually, I want to read read the paparazzi one first. So they're asking how it felt with the paparazzi following them around. Of course, neither of us were out there flaunting our new relationship. Yeah, of course. They're even smiling in some of the pictures. But we were not really hiding. Well, if you lived in Huntington Beach during that period, it may have been considered hiding because the paparazzi didn't have a clue where my karate school was. Well, that's rubbish. Of course they know where your karate school was. It's Mike Stone's karate school. They did not want to admit, so they claimed we were keeping it a big secret. That's just rubbish. Hi, Tracy. Priscilla and Mike went on a vacation to Hawaii in 1973 and had a huge fight. She called Elvis to see if he would be open to the idea of reconciliation, and Elvis basically said, no way, no bloody way. And I've read this many times, Tracy. I've read this many times. But I know that this situation happened where she was contemplating getting back with Elvis, but was it just hot air? Was it just hot air? I know Elvis said to her, well, actually, you've gone too far. You ain't coming home. But did she even want to come back? That's my point. I've heard about that too, Tracy. Okay. Let's keep going. How did Elvis eventually find out about your affair and Priscilla? Now, that's a good question. Priscilla felt confident and did not wish to keep it a secret anymore, so she flew to Vegas and told him. So Priscilla flew to Vegas and told him. Flew to Vegas in Elvis's plane, in the Lisa Marie, and told him. What do you think of that, guys? Hope you're well. We're chatting about Priscilla again. Right, there are lots of rumours, including the one that Lisa Marie told Elvis she saw 2 wrestlings on the camping trip. I don't know what that means. Right, while I don't want to dwell on the topic, it is well known that Elvis thought you might be to blame for the 4 South American attacking him on stage in Vegas. This had led to Elvis going crazy about you and asking Red West to put a hitman on you. Linda Thompson says that they had sedate Elvis at the time, and he was really, it wasn't really any threat, it was just all anger. We know about this story, don't we, guys? I must confess to you and your fans that there are a few things here that I am reading for a very first time, and I've ever heard these comments of accusations. I must have been living in an altered reality. The story about the South Americans attacking Elvis on stage. Is this the truth? Okay, so Elvis had Tracy. Elvis had to move into Graceland. Priscilla was probably trying to make Mike jealous. Okay. Did you know anything about it at the time? No, I never understood that Elvis was angry because of Priscilla telling him that she wanted a divorce. She never told Elvis who the person was she was seeing. Chronologically, I don't know the actual time frame of these revelations. So he's basically saying that she didn't say who he was. And right, let's keep going. Did you have a lot to do with Lisa Marie growing up? Did she relate well to you? Right, let's see about him and Lisa Marie. Sonny West, right, Tracy. Sonny West discovered Mike in the shower in Elvis's LA home was the one who told Elvis. Oh, thank you. Okay, so we've got that, guys. Sonny West caught them in the shower and told Elvis. Right, well, that's interesting. Thanks, Tracy. Right, so what's the next question? So, did you have a lot to do with Lisa Marie's growing up? Did she relate well to you? No, I didn't have a lot to do with Lisa. Lisa was growing up. I do really know how well anyone could expect a 6, 7, 8, or 9-year-old to relate to a different man in her life who is not her father. Good point. She was always respectful and polite, a bit quiet, a bit shy, but so was I at that age. Without the trauma and drama in her life, there are questions best asked of Lisa Marie now, and that she is a grown woman. Okay? You imagine what she went through, mine. It must have been very weird for her to be out and about with Lisa Marie, with Priscilla and Mike Stone, and not Dad, not Elvis. Bit strange to me, thanks. There are another rumor that Elvis was angry with you since you stopped Lisa Marie from talking to him or seeing him at times. I have answered this stupid question before, and you can find a reply in my recent YouTube interview. I stand by it. Okay? There are photos of Elvis and Priscilla at the official 1973 divorce finalization. Were you there at the time? Was that a big relief for Priscilla and you? No, I was not physically present at the steps of the court case. Of course, you would have to ask Priscilla how she felt at the time. As for me, I felt a big relief when my divorce papers were finalized. Okay? So we have substance use disorder nurse. Hi, Louis. I don't think Priscilla ever told Elvis she was having an affair with Mike Stone. Elvis found out about it on his own. And this is Jean. Hi, Jean. Hope you're well. Thanks for your comment. Right. Yes. Hi. This is my beautiful daughter. They can't see you. This is Yasmin. She is 7. You right? What are you doing today, Yasmin?
Gone to school.
Gone to school. Then what?
Then Nanny
picked
me up.
Then she went out with Nanny. And what did you do with Nanny?
So first we went to the library.
We went to the library.
And then we went to the beach, but it was too cold, so we just gone there for 3 minutes.
So they went to the beach. It was too cold and windy, so they went to Morrison's, did some shopping, brought some food home.
First, so after the beach, we gone to get a hot chocolate.
They went for a hot chocolate, and then we came home.
No, then we went to Morrison's.
Then they went to the supermarket, Morrison's.
Then we gone home.
And then they went home, and we had tea, didn't we? I don't really know. It's not working. Whatever you want to do. Is that all right?
Oh, there we go.
All right, it's working. See, I fixed it. Accidentally fixed it. Right. Did you think the relationship would last for longer than it did? No, I was surprised it lasted as long as it did. There is no doubt that Elvis was shocked by Priscilla walking out. Priscilla and you eventually split in 1975. If Priscilla always loved Elvis, as she says, she would have tried to reconcile with him after you and her had split up. Surely Elvis fans shouldn't hold you accountable for the separation if she never tried to make amends with Elvis after you and her separated. Thanks, Stacey. She is. I'm a lucky man. I'm really hoping it covered. Right, let's have a look. Priscilla had made up her mind she was leaving him. No separation, only a divorce. Surely I cannot be held accountable for her separation. I am sure I served a purpose by our relationship, and I benefited and learned a great deal from my experiences with her. I find his answers a bit abrupt. What do you think, guys? I just find them a bit. Don't know. So she's adoringly looking at him there. Like, oh, amazing. But come on, guys, let's be honest. Yasmin, do you think he's as good looking as Elvis? No way. Do you think Priscilla was naughty to go to find a new boyfriend? What do you think?
Find a new boyfriend.
Yeah, man. Right, let's keep going. Right, here we go. I believe you are good friends with Engelbert Humperdinck. Do you still keep in touch? Yes, but hang on. We want Elvis juicy gossip. Did you ever have contact with Priscilla and Lisa Marie? No. Well, how is that right when I found a picture of them together? What is that?
What is that? Bro?
Oh, it might be after they split up. When you watch him being interviewed, he does come across as angry and having a talk about Elvis. Yeah. And I've seen a few of his interviews, and he's quite stern, isn't he? Quite, I think this, I think that. Tino, say hello.
Hi, Willie!
No, don't say silly things. Tino is not a shy boy. He's 4 years old, and he's very loud. Right, do you think...
He says rude stuff.
Yeah, he does. Do you think it is sad to see Lisa Marie struggle with the death... Hang on, Oh, hello. Shh.
No!
Right, we'll try and read here.
Yeah.
Do you think it is... Right. Do you like having a shy brother? No, wait. That's enough. We've had your fun.
But
We know you think...
I want to go to...
We know you think you're Tarzan. This is Tarzan.
No!
Oh.
My name's
No. If you're going to do this, you've got to do it quietly. Right. When you watch him being interviewed, he does come across as angry. Yes, he does. Do you think it's sad to see that Lisa Marie struggles with the debt of being Elvis' daughter? Yes, it is difficult enough for a person to find peace, harmony, and balance in their own life, then add the burden of living with the image and weight of the perception and expectations others have of you. God, they're quite deep, aren't they, his answers? Right.
I'm coming with this
Right,
game.
Mike Stone, Book of a Sentence.
Which game?
So he published a book called
Which game?
American Electric Karate in 1984.
Slime shaped Bobby.
Um,
No. Daddy, can I go? Join me.
Okay, guys, I think we're going to call it a day. It's a bit difficult now. Tino and Yasmin are taking over.
No.
Now is the Louis Kids Daily Planet search for the truth at the moment, because the kids are now in charge of this live stream. So I'm gonna have to go, guys.
No.
Thanks a lot for joining us. Bye. 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 Thanks for joining, guys.